What if the modern world of East Asia, the order, discipline, respect for authority, emphasis on education, and even the structure of governments was shaped not by modern revolutions, but by ideas that are over 2,000 years old? What if the foundation of entire societies, from China to Korea to Japan, was built not through conquest or technology, but through philosophy? There was no army enforcing it across borders, no empire permanently ruling every land it influenced. And yet, its ideas spread, endured, and became the backbone of civilizations. This was not just a philosophy. It was a system for living, governing, and understanding the world. And its name was Confucianism. How did a set of teachings from one man come to define entire cultures for centuries? And why do its principles still shape modern East Asia today? To understand that, we must begin with the man himself. In the 6th century BCE, during a time of political instability and social upheaval, a thinker named Confucius began to develop a new way of understanding order in society. Living during the chaotic spring and autumn period, Confucius was not a king or a general, but a teacher, someone deeply concerned with restoring harmony to a fractured world. His solution was not based on force or law alone. It was based on ethics. Confucius believed that a stable society depended on moral behavior, proper relationships, and a shared sense of responsibility. He emphasized virtues such as respect, loyalty, righteousness, and filial piety, the deep respect for one's parents and ancestors. Rather than focusing on punishment, he argued that leaders should rule by example. A virtuous ruler, he believed, would inspire virtue in others. In this way, governance became a moral act, and society became a reflection of human relationships. While Confucius himself never held great political power, his ideas did not disappear. Instead, they were preserved, studied, and gradually adopted by later rulers, most notably during the rise of the Han Dynasty. The Han emperors recognized something powerful in Confucian thought. It offered a way to govern not just through laws and force, but through legitimacy and moral authority. Confucianism became the official ideology of the state. It shaped education, administration, and the behavior expected of both rulers and citizens. Officials were no longer chosen solely by birth. They were expected to be educated, ethical, and knowledgeable in Confucian teachings. This marked a major shift. Power was no longer just inherited. It had to be justified. One of the most transformative developments inspired by Confucianism was the creation of the imperial examination system. Over time, this system allowed individuals to enter government service based on their knowledge and understanding of Confucian texts. In theory, this created a merit-based bureaucracy where talent and learning could elevate a person's status. In practice, it reshaped society. Education became one of the most important paths to success. Families invested heavily in learning, and scholars gained prestige and influence. This system lasted for centuries, influencing not only China but also neighboring regions. It created a culture where knowledge, discipline, and intellectual achievement were deeply valued, and its effects are still visible today. Confucianism did not remain confined to China. Through cultural exchange, diplomacy, and regional influence, its ideas spread across East Asia. In Korea, Confucian principles became deeply embedded in government and society, shaping family structures, education, and political systems. In Japan, Confucian thought influenced governance and social hierarchy, particularly during periods of centralized rule. In Vietnam, Confucianism guided administration and education, becoming a cornerstone of state ideology. Each region adapted these ideas in its own way, but the core principles remained consistent: respect for hierarchy, value of education, importance of social harmony. In this way, Confucianism became a shared cultural foundation across multiple civilizations. At its core, Confucianism emphasized order. Society was structured through clearly defined relationships between ruler and subject, parent and child, elder and younger. Each role came with responsibilities and expectations. This hierarchy was not meant to oppress. It was meant to create stability. When everyone understood their role and acted with virtue, society could function smoothly. This idea shaped everything from family life to government systems. It influenced how authority was viewed, how decisions were made, and how conflicts were resolved. In many ways, it provided a blueprint for social organization. One of the reasons Confucianism endured for so long was its ability to adapt. It was not a rigid doctrine. It evolved over time, blending with other philosophies such as Taoism and Buddhism, and responding to changing political realities. Even as dynasties rose and fell, Confucian principles remained a constant thread. They provided continuity in times of change, a stable framework in an unstable world. Today, the influence of Confucianism can still be seen across East Asia. The emphasis on education, respect for authority, strong family ties, and social harmony continues to shape modern societies. While these countries are now technologically advanced and globally connected, many of their cultural values reflect this ancient philosophical foundation. Confucianism did not simply shape the past, it continues to shape the present. The story of Confucianism challenges a simple idea that history is shaped only by wars, empires, and technology. Sometimes, the most powerful force is an idea that spreads quietly, that shapes how people think, act, and govern. Confucianism did not conquer nations, it transformed them. So when we look at modern East Asia, we might ask, are we seeing the result of modern progress, or the lasting influence of a philosophy born over 2,000 years ago?